He wasn't just any politician. He was powerful. He had connections, secrets. And people said he kept documents, dangerous documents, that could ruin careers.
And then he retires, moved to this quiet home in Anin with his wife Alicja. And suddenly their life becomes a slow cut down to something. They told neighbors they felt watched, followed, like someone was waiting.
That's what everyone keeps talking about. Information. Because the killers didn't take anything valuable. Not the jewelry, not the money, not the expensive stuff.
And here's where things get even more weird. The police investigation, messy, slow, evidence disappearing, witnesses changing their stories.
Let's start from the beginning. Before everything went completely dark, before this night that happened in August 1992, he was one of the most controversial men in this time. So he was really popular in the Polish politics, but then he was found dead in Warsaw.
Piotr Jaroszewicz wasn't an ordinary man. He was born into chaos and somehow survived every storm that followed. A soldier during World War II, a prisoner of the Soviets, and later a rising star in communist Poland. By the 1970s, he was at the peak of power, Prime Minister of the People's Republic in Poland, surrounded by influence, secrets, and enemies. The kind of man who didn't just witness history, he knew things about the people who shaped it. But power fades fast. After leaving office, Jaroszewicz retreated with his wife Alicja to a quiet villa in the Warsaw district of Anin, a place that should have been peaceful, but instead became a house full of shadows. Rumors say he kept documents there, files that could expose political scandals, corruption, even intelligence operations. Documents that, if real, were worth far more than jewelry or cash. Then, August 31st, 1992, the night that ended everything. What happened inside that villa was brutal, methodical, and chillingly precise. Alicja's body was found first, bound, beaten, strangled. Jaroszewicz's body showed signs of torture, yet almost no blood. The killers searched the house but left valuables untouched. They took only one thing, whatever secrets he kept. Decades later, 3 men suddenly confessed, but their story didn't match the facts, and people still whisper that the real motive and the real killers have never been revealed. Because this wasn't just a murder, it was a message, a silencing, and maybe a final chapter in a history that someone wanted erased forever.
So, Piotr Jaroszewicz is the former Prime Minister of Poland, a man who lived through wars, survived political purges, yet in the end, he couldn't survive his own home.
dzisiejszego dnia ta sprawa nie jest wyjaśniona. On był właśnie bardzo otwarty. On tu starał się parę słów nawet zamienić z mieszkańcami. On zresztą chodził wcześniej do lasu na spacery, Jaroszewicz, z jakimś dziennikarzem, żeby przekazywać mu pewne informacje. On wychodził ten spacer z pieskiem tutaj niedaleko. I miał tą rękę w ten sposób za pazuchą. Tak. I wszyscy sądzili, że broń była, czyli czegoś się obawiał. W ogóle zwykły taki klocek, taki najprostszy, jaki to obrzydliwy. A teraz oni to rozbudowali. No nie było tych balkonów i tam na górze była łazienka. I nigdy o tej porze między 12 a pół do 1 w nocy nie było światła. Już wszyscy spali na ogół. I moja siostra tu biegała, bo czekała na swoją urwisa balangę miały dziewczynki. Chciała odebrać. Widziała światło i jakiś taki niepokój czuła, a wcześniej na końcu tej ulicy, moja siostra taka bystra, widziała, że codziennie stał tydzień czy 10 dni wcześniej samochód taki pod lasem. A jak siostra chciała zobaczyć, kto tam stoi, bo się zainteresowała, bo to dzień po dniu. Odwracał głowę ten, czyli były tu jakieś przygotowania. Jeszcze incydent był taki niesympatyczny. 2 lata czy 3 przed tym wypadkiem jego żona szła do kardiologii i ją też napadli jacyś ludzie, która była też redaktorem podobnie. Żaden z synów tu nie mieszkał, ani z pierwszego małżeństwa, ani z drugiego małżeństwa. I potem konflikt był między tymi synami, do dzisiejszego dnia jest konflikt. Tu była tylko gosposia, ale wtedy jej nie było, ona chyba przychodziła. Były relacje syna, który przyjechał, bo dzwonił i nie odbierali rodzice. I przyjechał w nocy, Jasiek chyba. W nocy właśnie i to wszystko zastał. I on zawiadomił policję
To on był
dopiero.
pierwszy.
On był pierwszy. Dokładnie mówił, jak to wyglądało, więc był przywiązany do fotela. Jedna ręka była wolna, niewzwiązana i jego tam męczyli czymś tam. Tamte niektóre papiery zabrali, jakieś dowody, które ich interesowały. W nocy przyjechała policja. Bardzo dziwna była. Policja oczywiście ta od spraw takich, tych najgorszych. Oni wcześniej nie zabezpieczyli śladów. Prowadzone od początku nie tak, jak powinno być dokładnie. W ogóle nie mówili. To była taka jeszcze okres takiego troszkę milczenia. Na spacery wychodził dokładnie tam o godzinie koło 22, czy tam między 21 a 22. I prawdopodobnie przypuszczali, że razem ktoś z nim wszedł. Pies był uśpiony. Uśpiony, czy w ogóle zlikwidowali go.
Yeah, and after hearing this woman, I feel like we really have to talk to the girls because I feel like this case has more theories than answers.
So my first theory is of course the political one, because I think that he was such an important person in the Polish government and like all over. So that's why probably there was something connected to politics, because he had some documents that were connected to Soviet intelligence, to maybe corruption, so probably there were a lot of people in the government, in the Polish one and maybe in the German one as well, that people just wanted to do something with him.
Yeah, exactly. I guess it was connected to like big names in the 90s, so some powerful people for sure, and they maybe thought he would threaten them to reveal something, and that's why it happened.
I also thought about the revenge theory. So his old opponents always wanted to get rid of him, and it was just permanently. And remember that he wasn't a loved person. He wasn't a loved figure at all.
As we heard from the neighbors, they were also mentioning that he was kind of distant all of the time. So that's why probably he not only knew people's secrets, but he also had a lot of his.
Of course, yeah.
Why someone still would just kill him? As Sophia told, he was just a grandpa, probably he had nothing that serious, and probably even if he had, something was stolen that night, he wouldn't use that against anyone. Maybe he just wanted to live a normal and peaceful life.
But he looks very good for his age on those pictures, so basically I guess he could do something. It's not like he's old.
And let's not forget about robbery theory, which is one kinda ridiculous.
Yeah.
So the killers
left the values untouched. Professional criminals don't walk away from gold and cash unless they were looking for something else.
Yeah, but there were theories that they actually stole something. So I read that someone stole like a huge piece of gold that night. Then some people were talking about special amount of money, of jewelry, but nothing was proven. Like the last trial was last year in 2024. So basically they proved that nothing was stolen except of the documents. But before that, people for 30 years believed that these like things were just like kind of small robberies in huge murder case.
But I also have found information that years later, three men confessed. They said that we just wanted to have money, but their story, full of holes. It wasn't investigated at all, and timeline makes no sense.
Maybe somebody bribed them.
Yes, they did. I think there was an investigation about that in 2000s already. So there were some rumors about some people actually kind of ordering a murder. So these guys, probably someone manipulated them. I don't know what did these people or like this group of people had on these guys so they could actually murder Jaroszewicz and his wife and do so many horrible things. Probably it wasn't even just a bribe. Like, why would you need this money and then you would just like confess yourself to the police?
Exactly.
So basically there were some gangs, of course, in the 90s, and also there were rumors about mafias. Okay, so there is like a secret service theory. That is my favorite one because that's the most mystical vibes as we love it. So yeah, as it's written here, that this wasn't just a murder, it was kind of a special operation against him that was controlled, clean, and professional. So there are some theories that these were Polish services, either some foreign ones, we talked about that. But like, why would people need such a controlled operation for such an old man?
And do you have any predictions? Do you think they will find the murderers in future?
Probably they will, but only in case if they really need it. But do they need it?
I don't think so. I don't think they care anymore.
What do you think? Maybe these documents are still relevant and that's why this case hasn't been opened up?
At
That's the
someone's
reason.
house, maybe, yes.
Maybe these documents are still relevant for the post-Soviet countries and territories, so that's why probably we don't have a solution of this case. Maybe that's why everything is kind of hidden, and it's people that lived in this district told to us that they think that this case will be reopened in a lot of years when it will make sense.